Welcome to this evening's News at 9. In tonight's programme we have a special report looking back at the tragic Sodor Island train crash that happened 1 year ago to this day. In the disaster, 197 people lost their lives and many were seriously injured. Tonight's report shows how one victim, Danielle Coe, has coped with the physical and mental injuries and how she lives 1 year on. Now over to our special correspondent Rachel, who is at Danielle's house now.
Isabel, I'm here now with Danielle and her doctor, who helped her recover from her injuries. Her back broken in 15 places, 2 broken legs, a shattered elbow, 8 broken toes, 4 broken ribs, a punctured lung, severe kidney failure, a case of MRSA that she contracted in the hospital, gallstones and a BlackBerry stylus embedded in her right eye, which she is now blind in. So, Danielle, how has this experience affected your day-to-day life?
Well, obviously initially it affected the physical side of me. I had to undergo months of physiotherapy and many life-threatening operations to fix my body. On the mental side of things, I had to undergo months of counselling to conquer my frequent gruesome flashbacks and night terrors.
Okay. How has your traumatic ordeal affected your religious beliefs?
Well, this is a question I get asked on a regular basis. Before the crash, I was a cynical atheist. I thought all religion was a joke. But in my darkest moment, I was lying in the wreckage of the 8:15 Sodor Express with my back broken 15 places. I felt a presence I cannot explain. But since then I felt like there is someone or something out there, but I don't know what.
That's truly fascinating. Now I will speak to Dr. Vicky, who brought Danielle back to health from the brink of death. Doctor, how was Danny as a patient?
Danielle was probably the most injured patient I've ever treated in my 50 years of working in Sodor Island Hospital. It astonished me that she was always a happy smile on her face, even though it was just covering the immense pain that was racking through her body.
Now we are going to hear a few words from Rebecca, Danielle's identical twin sister. Rebecca, how did you feel when you heard about your sister's experience?
I knew something was wrong. From the minute I woke up I had an ominous feeling that something terrible had happened. I had an appointment at the dentist to have my wisdom teeth removed at 8 o'clock that day, 15 minutes before the crash took place. The dentist had to sedate me because I have a very low pain threshold and faint at the first sight of the needle. As soon as the drug knocked me out, I entered a vivid out-of-body experience, where I was standing at the side of the train track and could hear a train approaching. But I panicked when I saw an abandoned milk cart lying across the track. I tried to move to stick him to the train with my red petticoat, but I entered a state of full-body paralysis. I was powerless to help as I saw the horrific events unfolding before my traumatized eyes. Suddenly I awoke and realized it had been a terrible dream. It was only when I got home I found the panic-stricken messages from my mother on the answer phone. Then I realized it had just been a dream, but an astonishing once-in-a-lifetime telepathic communication.
Thank you, Rebecca, for that emotional, heartfelt story. It is clear that there must have been very mysterious forces at work here. And now, back to Isabel in the studio.
Thanks Rachel, that was a highly moving interview. With the help of Crime Watch, we have created this highly realistic reconstruction of the tragedy. But we must warn you, however, that young viewers may find the footage disturbing. Here you can see the 2 train tracks that lay parallel to each other, and the fateful milk cart abandoned on the first track by a drunken milkman who fled his cart just in time but got electrocuted by the live track. Now we can see the 8:15 Express to Sodor Central Station. And now, as the dust settles over the mangled wreck of the train, we see the second train making its way unknowingly into the death trap, travelling at a fatal 120 miles per hour. We hope you enjoyed that highly realistic take on events, and we will now show some footage from the day.
Hello Charlotte, you lucky girl. You have just crawled out from under the wreckage of the train with just a few bumps and bruises. How do you feel?
Well, I feel extremely thankful to God. He obviously had great plans for me because today wasn't my day to go. I will be praying every night for the victims and their distraught families, and willing them to remember that God works in very mysterious ways.
So you still believe in God after all this?
Yes, I know that tragedies like this can make some people question their faith, but I believe that the Lord cannot intervene in these kinds of situations. This world has good and bad in it, but those who have repent their sins will be free from pain in their next life in heaven.
Your faith is truly inspiring. One last question. Will you be travelling by trains again?
Absolutely. When it's my time to leave, God will take me. Until then, His Almighty Lord shall shepherd me to safety.
Thanks, Charlotte. Now back to the studio.
And that concludes our special episode commemorating the tragedy. We would like to extend our thanks to everyone who participated in the show and wish them the best of luck for the future. Until next time, good night, and don't have nightmares.